Executive dysfunctioning is a huge problem for anyone who has ADHD. I have ADHD, I'm a mental health entrepreneur, and I've been lucky enough to achieve a certain level of success in my working life. So how have I managed to do that with the stress and strain and struggle of having significant executive dysfunction problems? This was a real problem for me early on in my career. When I first qualified as a psychologist, I recognized and knew that I would never be able to turn up to a normal job. No employer was ever going to accept the fact that there's no possible way that I could turn up by 9 a.m. because I'm very groggy in the morning. I need to have meetings later on in the day. These are just my needs in relation to my ADHD. Different people have different needs. I need to only work on tasks that really stimulate me or I perceive as being highly important for me to be motivated enough to get them done. I feel the adaptations that I needed in my working life in order for me to be successful, most bosses would never accommodate. And therefore I felt for me, entrepreneurship was the best option. But then in entrepreneurship, I had to then still navigate this executive dysfunction problem. How do I manage home life and organizing everything in the home when I have all these tasks to do in my working life? It creates a lot of stress and strain and overwhelm because the executive dysfunction problem that comes about as a result of having ADHD, you're managing planning, organizing, impulse control, concentration, how to structure all of your tasks, how to prioritize. There's a lot of things that need to be navigated in relation to executive dysfunction problems. I think the first thing in relation to navigating this is, first of all, accepting that this is a problem that us ADHDers have, and accepting that that is just part of your life and that is just part of how your brain works. You're challenged by not being able to organize things in a way that other people can easily do. The first thing is to accept that. The second thing is to then figure out how can you adapt your life to make it so much easier where things actually do get organized and things do fall into place. This takes a lot of planning, a lot of creativity, a lot of understanding yourself, and a lot of thinking about how can you make your life easier. Adapting life for you. Sometimes people need extra help, and how can you get that? Do you have the means to get that? Do you have the money to get that? That can be so challenging. Asking for help where you need it, asking your boss to adapt things. The executive dysfunction challenges can be overcome and can be navigated if you ask for your needs to be met and you get creative about how can you make life less stressful for you so you can manage everything that goes with life and that you can become successful despite your executive dysfunction challenges.